Alright, so I'm back. This one here, like I said before, I am kind of jumping around right now as far as what I'm purchasing and actively going after. I do have a list for 2026 that I never revealed. I know some people are doing videos on what they're buying in 2026. I prefer to stay quiet and go after the books I want without alerting anybody and giving myself competition. So this is one of the books that I was actively looking for. And I'm jumping around genres. I'm doing right now. My main focus is Legion. I got a lot of my list already knocked out for this year already. I think I'm only waiting on one big book. That's it. The rest of my list has already been taken care of. So I don't know if I'll get that big book this year because I keep buying these smaller books and taking deals when I find them. But we'll see. I'm hoping to at least accomplish that book on my list this year and have a fresh list ready for 2027. But this was one that I've seen a couple times. Okay, I got some stickers. And it's one of the books that I like. And I got 3 more that I'm going to actively go after probably this year. And try to... I'm starting to make a list of like top 10 horror, top 10 romance, top 10 war covers that I want. Not necessarily that are the greatest of all time, just the ones that I like that I want. And this falls in much like that House of Secrets 123, the ice cream cover. And when I'm going after these, I'm going after these in high grade. I'm also going to be looking into like Western books too. There's a couple Western books I want. But I'm probably going to do 10, 10, 10, and 10. I may actually do my list once I'm done. I'll probably do videos of like, my personal favorite top 10s. But this one here is I got a hell of a deal on it. And this is a Gold, Wolfman, Miller, and Wayne stories. Morrow, Sparling, and Delbo art. Neil Adams cover and art. This is 8.5. This is from February, March of 1971 and is designated as a classic cover. And I agree. A really great cover. I'm actually going to take it out of the plastic so there's no glare or minimize the glare on it. This is Witching Hour, number 13, DC Comics. And a really great Neil Adams cover. Love this cover. And Neil Adams was, of course, a master. On the back, you have the Aurora model card on the back there. But when I first saw this book, I saw it at actually Baltimore Comic Con. And the one they had was probably like a 6.5, 7.0. Ungraded. Had multiple spine ticks. The corners were rough. I think I paid the same or maybe a little bit less than what they wanted for that book in this grade here. Beautiful grade. And this is horror books, you do find them high grade. But a lot of times, people would read them and just let them lie around, and they languished in 50-cent boxes, and people really didn't actively go after them, except for a few collectors. Like when I was growing up, I remember you would find stuff like this in the 50-cent bins. The westerns, the romance, the horror. Everybody was into the superhero stuff. At least around here anyway. And then just a few people you knew that collected horror didn't like... not say they didn't care, but they didn't take care of the of the book to make sure they were in high grade. They would read them, they would leave them on the counter, they'd stash them in a box. They weren't like necessarily trying to preserve the book. So they're hard to find in high grade. They're expensive to find in high grade, but they're not impossible to find in high grade. You can find them in high grade. I mean, I'm finding a much harder time cobbling together the Legion collection in a high grade than I am this type of stuff here. Now, of course, I'm paying more for this stuff than I am the Legion stuff, but on average, but you can find it. So hopefully by the time this video drops, I will get the other 2 books that I want in the horror, the Bronze Age DC horror, which I think was king of the horror back then. Marvel had some good ones, but the DC was knocking it out of the park. The stories, the covers. There's a couple indies that I want in horror from this time period, and I came close to getting one of the ones I wanted, but it sold before I got there, so still be looking for that one. And I'll probably lump it in with my top 10 covers from the horror era. There's some that people are going to disagree with me. They don't think they're top 10. Like I said, they're my top 10. There's some covers I just really like the composition, or I like the way they the subject matter of it for the artwork. I got one. Can't remember the name of it. It actually might be maybe Witching Hour also. I think it might be a Neil Adams cover, but I got it a while back. I did a video on it. It's a greenish cover, guy coming out of like the woods of the marsh, walking toward a mansion, and in the sky is a woman's face, and she's like screaming in agony. It looks like. I got that one. It's one on my list. I already have that. I already did a video on it. And then of course the House of Secrets 1, 2, 3, which I'll pull that back out again, because that is a great cover. Put these away. These are in the way. Okay. Stack onto each other. Top. And then this is the House of Secrets 1.3 in a 9.0. So, in case you missed this video, this is a extremely hard book to get in high grade, because the spine ticks. This purple cover is unforgiving and shows every imperfection. Now this book doesn't have a single spine tick at all. Perfect spine. Like I said, right at the top, it's so tiny you probably can't see it on the camera, but it's like right on that edge right there, the color break, and down on the bottom there's like a little mark in the purple, just one little mark, barely breaking color. But what I liked about this issue was there was one that had no white on the spine. It's completely purple. The odd thing about that book was the name Frank Robbins at the bottom was cut to the N and the B. So I have not seen a cover where Frank Robbins' name is completely there. Even this cover, it's got the K, but it's missing the N and the S. So I've seen perfect spot, like perfect purple placement, where you don't see any of the back cover at all on the book, and you still don't. You actually have less of the Frank Robbins name on there than this one has. I don't know how that happens. I don't know if it was trimmed. Maybe someone trimmed the book, and CGC didn't catch it. There was another copy that was off, not necessarily off center, but it was, I guess the best way to describe it was crooked. So like the book, when it was cut like that. So there's, I think it's purple, and it then you get a little bit of white showing when you get to the top, like a minute amount, and then the book loses more as it goes down on this side, and you end up with I think the N cut in half, or Frank Robbins' name. And then I said the 9.2 that I found had multiple spine ticks, and I think 2 or 3 of them were color breaking. And you had the name cut off. So with this copy, when I saw this one actually came from the UK. This copy had the name placement as best that I've seen it. It has the white spine, which I'm not a fan of, but not horrible. At least it's kind of consistent and no spine ticks. So really happy with this copy. I think it's a spectacular copy. Overall, the colors are really great. And if you've not read the story, if you go to Collecto6 on Instagram, Steven Collecto6 has this book shown on his Instagram, and then he's got where you can scroll and actually read the story. It's a pretty good story with the ice cream. So you can go there and read it if you've never read the story before. All right, that's it. I will be back probably next week when these other books hit. Like I said, by the time this video drops, I should be doing my I should get my March pre-orders in, and I may end up hitting up the LCS to see if there's anything that I want. Hopefully to have some new back issues that came in. I haven't been there in a while, so I'm gonna hit them up. Hopefully get some cool stuff, and I'll have my auction wins come in as well, and that'll be another series of videos. But thanks for watching. Thanks.